Hi, my name is Veda and I am the author of The Story of Ushela. I'd love to share with you just a little bit about how this book came to be. You see, 2 years ago something rather unusual happened to me. I ended up in hospital because my throat had swollen and I was stuttering and I had completely collapsed. The doctors did various tests on me and they could only find one thing which was slightly unusual, and that was that my heart had literally grown in size. Now they could tell this because I had been in an accident prior and they had taken a chest x-ray. So they just compared the two and could see that it was as if I had a whole entire new heart in my chest. It wasn't just kind of inflamed from stress and anxiety, which can happen. It was totally different. They wanted to do various tests on me and I wanted to go home, so I did. Though I never had any of those symptoms happen to me again, but there were a couple of things that did happen which could be considered slightly unusual. One of them was that I was suddenly able to see colour and energy around all living things. And that may not seem so unusual, I know that people can do that. But I also started to write about things which I had had no prior knowledge of. I wrote a lot of scientific information. I started to write about platonic solids. I wrote about a lot of archaeological and historical events and people. Now, some of the stuff was so cutting edge that I thought I might be going a little bit crazy. So I developed this thing which I fondly termed as Googleitis, which is where I just Googled everything that I was writing about. And I was very comforted in that every time I would do it, so it would come up as science has just proven, or the dates and names of the historical people and events would all kind of match up. So I took the label of crazy away and just went with the flow. And that was when the Story of Ushela was written. Now, the Story of Ushela, to me, is one of the most significant pieces of writing that I have shared. That is because it comes from an incredibly deep and sacred place within me. It shares the greatest philosophies that I have ever been able to vocalize and write about. You see, there is so much within us that we don't realize is there. Ushela herself felt that she could share love and joy as if it was confetti. The characters within the Story of Ushela are extremely real and very likable, and you find that you really go into bat for them in the hope that they really can accomplish and get past their mental barriers or their spiritual blocks. And you find that you feel such a lot of compassion within your heart for them, and you start to really have a different perception of your life reflected through them. Now, I hope in the very least that you can really find something within this beautiful story that touches you in a way that you never forget. It certainly has done that for me. You see, I actually thought that I would sit here and I would do a rather formal video, and I feel that that probably would have been rather droll. I hope that you appreciate my rawness. I will be doing more videos in relation to some of the characters that are written about in the Story of Ushela pretty soon. So I am really glad to have shared this with you and connected with you today. Take care.